Hello, hello, hello. I hope you missed me. Don't worry, they did not eat me in the wilderness or sacrifice me like they did Shauna's baby. It's my name's
Period.
Farida. Back, great to be back with all of you guys, and I have Dumebi and Bankole with me here.
Woo!
Welcome back to Popcorn for Dinner. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, thank you. That was nice. Okay.
Right,
Can I just
period.
say that was such a soft welcome? And honestly, I feel like just to add to what Farida said, after this soft welcome, if you are here among the 200 viewers on our YouTube review, thank you very much. But see this kind of soft babe, soft intro. Why have you not invited your family to come and watch us and listen? Why have you not invited your friends? Why are you not doing YouTube and chill with your babes? Hmm? 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 Hmm?
They
They want
may
us to be
Why
be.
do you
talking to you,
keep?
not to be
There could
singing
be
at
Why do
your
you
feet.
200.
keep? Yeah. Why do you keep
They are
like
not doing
assuming the worst of our
enough.
YouTube
Do
listeners?
more. Do
Yeah,
more.
that's
Do more.
that's fair.
Double it. Double it. Show us that you appreciate. Look, show us that you appreciate our efforts. Eh? We can get
But
to
you know what's
400
so
per minute.
crazy?
Show
I
us.
just think in this world of today, like 200 people is a lot of people listening to us, but because we live
It's
in like
not
a
this
Instagram
digital world.
Can you
era
It's
guys?
of
Can
not,
you
like
guys?
and
Can you
millions,
guys stop saying the number, please?
it's
Yes, please.
it's also not people, it's views. I, for example, I can tell you that I visited some of those videos multiple times. There are some videos on
oh,
YouTube that
babe.
I promise you I'm at least 500 of the views there.
I'm
Yes,
sure they do unique views on YouTube.
I'm
I'm sure
sure.
it's unique.
Anyway, the
Are we
long
talking?
and short of it, our dearest popcorn for dinner, yellow jackets watchers, we love you so much, which is why we're here every week after work.
Mm-hmm.
hmm
After
So
work.
please also encourage and, if need be, insist that people who are toasting you, who are trying to talk to you, trying to take you out, are also tuned in for Yellow Jackets Popcorn for Dinner reviews. That's all. That's my piece. Thank you.
Yellow jackets, date night activities.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. And it will bang because let me tell you, if the babe is scared, she can just, lean on you, you
The
embrace her.
man could be scared as
The
well.
We have not finished. The man could also be afraid. He could be
You should.
crying. You wipe his tears. You
Is
understand?
that an
Oh,
ick?
Because it's a
so
show of.
sexy.
It's not
So
an ache.
sexy.
Ah, it's not an ache. Why is it? Is it
Okay.
not a human being? The ache for me is men who pretend that they have no emotions. That's an ache.
Yeah, I'll be five. I'll be like, come on,
And you know
Jog,
what my
man,
hobby
shed
is?
some
To
tears.
prove you wrong. That is also my hobby. To prove you
You,
what wrong. Anyway,
so you make
moving
them
on.
cry?
Such an
Absolutely.
such an evil
My
woman.
hero.
Thank you, everyone, and welcome back to the Popcorn for Dinner podcast. The podcast where we do make you kill the goat after you've bonded with it. As you've heard
Period.
them for the past 2 minutes, it's Dumebi, and Farida has returned
I
after her
have.
week in
You didn't eat
self-imposed
me.
exile. And we're talking about Yellow Jacket, season 2, episode 7, titled
Woo!
Burial, written by Rich Monahan and Liz Fang, and directed by Anya Adams. Um, we're
But
gonna go
where is
straight
the
into it.
baby? Sorry.
The baby that they buried.
Where
Shauna
did you
buried.
see a burial? I didn't see a burial.
Yeah,
Hey,
Shauna
was it
what
that
moved
you
the
baby
think?
rocks
She
and
inside
just
that?
everything.
dog.
And
Yes,
why
What
man.
did
did
you
she
think?
cross the whole baby's body when she was burying the baby? They didn't want us to see the dead baby.
Graphic and nasty
They
and wild. No, what?
stillborn, yeah. They
I
rocked it
just,
up now.
I don't
That
understand.
would
What have they been showing us
traumatize.
since? What
No,
have they been? The
now.
things they've been showing us since have not been traumatizing.
Not really, man. Not really. Not like a
Eh,
stillborn baby, just like beats,
When they showed
bone,
us them eating the
marrow.
baby with blood in their mouth, it wasn't traumatizing. Eh?
It wasn't
You didn't
that
see the
traumatizing,
baby. You
man.
just saw them.
Yeah,
You just saw them
it's
with
just
Well,
blood on
for
their
I
mouth.
blood.
could
You
see,
didn't see
I
the.
could
Why
see,
do you want to
I
see
could
this
see
baby?
flesh in Lottie's teeth and blood all over her mouth. I could see it. She looked like she
I
enjoyed
don't
it.
know,
There was a
man.
spark in her eyes.
And you know what's so funny is like maybe ketchup that they're chowing.
It's probably
That's why I always
ketchup.
think like just licking
Maybe to
ketchup.
yeah, it's probably ketchup. Maybe not
Are you guys?
actually. Maybe
Are
not.
you guys
Ketchup
good
is
to
a bit
continue?
darker
Can
than
I
we?
that.
get it. Like, can we have some structure here, please? So
Sorry,
straight.
sorry. It's okay. Not
Straight.
another man trying to tell women what to do, but okay, carry on.
If we don't, who will?
Wow.
So 1996.
Uh-huh.
We're talking
Yeah.
about
I apologize to
1996 first.
women.
We're gonna start. We're gonna start with Coach Ben, just because I think it's very quick and we can go through that. Then we'll talk about the rest of the Yellow Jackets 1996. Do you guys have any thoughts about Coach Ben? So Coach Ben, this episode has another. The dreams are becoming less dreams and more like, I don't know, manifestations in real life. If that makes sense, I don't know. Like, it's happening. We confirmed obviously last week that it was the cabin that he was having the charades in. Anyway, he dreams of Paul, and Paul says something. Paul says, "I love you. We all love you," which was, I didn't know what that meant. And then Ben decides that he's going to kill himself, but Misty manages to convince him otherwise. Did you guys think Ben was going to kill himself?
Of course.
No, I
No,
didn't think
actually,
he was gonna
no,
go through
no.
with it. Sorry, it
Man,
doesn't
someone
seem
that
to
said
me
that
as
they should push him. So good. Yeah.
honestly, when I just first of all, he wasn't even looking like he really wanted. So look, anyway, yeah, I didn't think so. I was about to say something, and then I was like, yeah, I shouldn't say that. I'm
What were
sorry.
you about to say?
I beg you, because that's what I will say. I'll say Bankole, edit it out. I will just see myself on YouTube, hear myself on Spotify. I beg.
Okay, yeah, no, I mean, I just that was kind of, I mean, there was a point when I thought he was going to do it, but when Missy started talking, I was like, oh yeah, he's probably not going to do this.
Isn't it
Because
so
I'm like, oh, is
interesting?
it?
It's
What's so interesting?
Misty is such a natural sociopath and psychopath that her first thing was, I'm going to blackmail and threaten him before I
yes,
beg and say, please live. It
absolutely.
was more like, I'm going to. She's just so naturally evil. I love her.
Mhm.
I genuinely feel like that's even the more like, if I had to pick out, I've picked that was one that would work than like begging. Because
No,
he might be fear
Yeah.
more about his reputation than like, I don't know. At that point, I was like, oh, you don't care about us. You're not really gonna stay because you want to protect us
it's like
because you've
Do you
chosen it.
know?
human thing is to be like, please live, light and love and laughter. But Misty's first thing was, no, I'm going to destroy you, so you should stay. And I just think that's so natural for her. She should stop fighting.
Mhm.
If she was in a superhero movie, she would finish everybody, man. Like
Do you
she's
know
in the
what?
wrong film.
I I think that she had tried to do niceness first and begging
Mm-hmm.
with Kristen, Crystal, and it
Ooh,
didn't
that's
Mm,
work
rest in
because
peace, Crystal.
initially she begged Crystal until she said, "I will kill you," before you could see that maybe
So she
Kristen.
killed her.
So me, she was like, "Ah, I'm someone who does what I learned from my mistakes. Let me start with terror." Then I will now go back to begging if terror doesn't work. So I thought that was quite an interesting contrast
Mm,
between them.
I
that's fair.
agree.
No, yeah, I didn't actually pick up on that.
I
Look
like it.
at the analysis
Um,
I'm giving you people. Bring your friends to this podcast.
Please.
okay, should we talk about? I just wanted to cover Ben, so doing like I didn't really care about him, so it didn't be like we
Yeah,
didn't
I
talk
can't
about
lie.
him.
Me neither.
Should we?
Guys,
Should, should
No,
we
the
talk
guy's
honestly.
really
about?
suffering.
I just thought they just put him in so that let it not be like they didn't give us something.
I mean, no, I did. I thought it was interesting that he didn't kill himself. I thought he was gonna kill himself and then they have something to eat, but he didn't. So I'm like, okay, what's his point for this season? For this season, we'll
Can
find
I
out.
say one of my favorite dialogues in this entire thing was when they were talking about possibly eating Crystal.
Yeah,
Crystal. Love
And
that.
then
yeah.
We're
they
getting
now
somewhere,
go,
girl. Some
but
boy.
hopefully she's alive.
Yeah, yeah, of
It was
course, of
so
course, of
funny.
course, yeah, of course, yeah, of course. That was funny. Okay, let's talk about the rest of the Yellow Jackets.
Okay.
Quick run through of the event. Everyone is reeling from the traumatic events of the night before. I apologize if you can hear a helicopter in my background. I think the police are doing something. Anyways,
As they usually
um,
do.
yeah, ACAB. Okay, so it finally stops snowing, which gives everyone a chance to go outside and for Shauna a chance to bury her son, which maybe apparently did not notice was a burial. Van confides in Ty that she's trying to understand why she's still alive, despite all her near-death encounters. And Ty doesn't have the heart to tell her that it's because the writers really like Liv Houston's performance. Misty is praised by the other girls again, but then they surmise that maybe she's so good under pressure because she's a psychopath. And then Mary, everybody hates Mary, makes a big leap as the as big makes a very big leap and suggests that maybe Misty killed Crystal. Misty hears this and leads her to a fake rescue mission to go find Crystal. She also overhears the girls, like maybe said, talking about eating Crystal if she's dead. So to me that was like important because it means like we're entering that territory. They're actually actively saying these things out loud now. They're like saying, hey, we might actually eat this girl if she's dead, and Misty's like, we'll eat you if you die. So like we're firmly entering that territory. Um Oh, then the girls become an episode of Popcorn for Dinner because they start debating
Mhm.
whether the wilderness is making trades for spilled
Yeah,
blood, and I was like, oh, you guys are
I
copying that
love
whole
that.
flow.
I
Like,
thought generally this episode, a lot of things that we had actually been discussing in
mm-hmm.
previous episodes actually played out. Like they made
Yeah,
references to those things. So I feel
Mm-hmm.
like that's also like a pat on the shoulder to us that we're doing a good job. And I just thought to just tell all of you guys, well
Our
done. And
problem
I'm really
is
proud of you guys are thinking.
our
You are
problem is
watching, you are
we too
getting the cues.
savvy.
We too
Uh,
sabi over wise is our issue.
yeah, we're
Yeah.
understanding.
We're
Should we just tell them the season
understanding
finale now? Should we just
as
dash
though
it?
we were what in the writing room. Ah,
Guy.
when I saw this, I was like, wow.
When Van was
When
like, I keep on surviving, I was like, haha, they've been on Twitter.
when they said it would be disrespectful to the unit to the wilderness not to eat her if she's dead. I said, you're thinking, you're thinking. That's
Brain
correct. You're
power.
right. Mhm.
Guy.
and then
And
90,
also when
96 storyline.
sorry,
Yes.
no wait,
Mm-hmm.
before we go. Also, you remember when we were speaking in the last episode, Bankole, about
Yeah.
how they would react to the
Mm-hmm.
baby dying versus whether it would make them more
Religious.
reluctant or
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
more or less religious. And I
Yeah.
just thought it was interesting that Lottie said we did an offering to the wilderness and it answered Shauna is alive.
Yeah.
We just kind
Yeah.
of touched on
Yeah.
what we were saying last week about, I mean, the baby would have been a plus, but the main thing they were hoping for was just Shauna's safety. So I thought that was very
Hmm.
interesting.
Yeah. Because
Uh,
even sticking on that scene, I thought it was interesting because when the snow stopped, I was like, oh, this is the wilderness, like rewarding them by stopping the snow. And then someone says that in that scene, and they're like, well, that's a pretty shitty trait. If the wilderness is like two lives for snow to stop. So yeah, I think it
Mm-hmm.
was nice that they obviously addressed that. Speaking of religious, we do see how they have a circle before they go look for Crystal, and then when Shauna comes in at the end of the episode, they are also having like their prayer meeting. So I guess their faith hasn't really waned in that period. Um, Speaking of Shauna coming in, the 96 storyline ends with her punching Misty before absolutely flooring Lottie and
I was
just
so happy. Oh,
going into Lottie.
I don't like
You
Lottie
know,
too much. I think she talks too much. When they gave her that one and two, also
I mean,
but
fake
she
Yoda,
surrendered
wanna be
herself. They
Jesus.
didn't.
That's
No,
what
but
Lottie
I
is.
thought it was interesting. I thought it was interesting because she surrendered herself. It's not as if Shona said, "Let me box you now, Mike Tyson."
mhm.
Mm-mm. Lottie was literally like, "You need to let." I feel like that was such a powerful scene, and I think that
Mm.
I feel like that was the most.
Selfless.
I don't want to say self. It's like savior kind of
I know, wanna be fucking
portrayal
Jesus,
of yeah
Lottie.
of
Just
Lottie.
I just wanna.
Yeah,
I was so happy when they were
yeah.
punching her, man. Always
Because
I
she's
talking,
mean,
just
she
like
knows.
because she was
always
like you need to
doing.
let it out, like you need to let it out. And but
Yeah.
Shona, if I need to pick a fighter, it's Shona. Oh,
Yeah, man.
Shona
That
so to
uppercut.
110. I said, wow. She wouldn't stop.
Loved
She wouldn't
it.
stop. And you know what killed me? What absolutely floored me was that after she finished beating her, Shona just said, Lottie, Lottie, Lottie coughs. She didn't help her
She just
off.
walked away.
She didn't say, are you okay? She just goes up and walks
Period.
away. She's like, okay, I guess you are not dead.
I
I
mean,
said,
Lottie
no
should be
That's a
dead.
worries,
real
Shona, babe.
fuck.
Lottie should die.
No,
But if we're
man.
Like
going by
No.
that theory, they spilled a lot of blood. And you know,
they
when
did
you
spill
spill
a
blood,
lot of. They spilled so much blood. But
the
like
wilderness,
without without medical
yeah,
attention, she should die.
yeah.
Like
Even
there's
Shona
No.
should
like you can't
be dead.
survive that.
I think she
Shona should
can.
also
How
be dead.
strong is Shauna?
No.
That's just some blood on
Did
her
you see her
face.
face? Did you see
Just
her face?
I mean, what?
Bruh.
She can
Nobody
handle it.
in real life, no one survives that. No one survives that without medical attention. You can't survive
Oh
that.
yeah, without medical. Maybe they give her medical attention. Misty has her brew her house.
Well, her herbs, they're all frozen.
Oh
Um,
yeah. Oh
yeah, I
wait,
don't
I
know.
need
I
to say
think,
something very
yeah, go
quickly.
ahead. Hmm.
Bankole, I'm fighting you. I forgot because I'm such a nice girl, but I'm fighting you because I watched last episode and you did not give one fuck about me going. That's very bad behavior. I'm here dedicating,
Are you know back here?
laughing, being. Is it? What are you talking about? I'm here dedicating. talking,
What was that
gisting,
meant?
and you don't
Was
give
that meant
me
to be
any
sad?
love. Yes. Don't be mean to me.
Okay.
I kind of know where you live. I will find you.
Do you want me to apologize?
That's all I want to say. If you said you want me to apologize, it's not sweet. It's supposed to go, oh, I'm so sorry for it.
Broccoli, do you know what kills me is some of your toxic nigga traits. You know you have a few.
They
This thing you
feel
just
like
did
one
now
or
to
two.
Faridah.
Yeah, like
Even
what
earlier
was
in this
that?
conversation, he said, if we don't instruct you, who will? Now he's saying, do you want me to apologize? Honestly. And it's just the
He's
calmness with
laughing.
which he's the reason why
It's
people
what
are not
happens when you get.
recommending our podcasts
It's what
to
happens when you get a
others.
podcast mic. When you get a podcast mic, you get the power. You start becoming a toxic person. So I apologize. Okay, no. Seriously though, apart from, I feel like Netflix storyline was obviously, apart from that big fight at the end, there's really not. It was all just kind of reading over the events of last week, right? I don't know. Do you guys have anything that you want to talk about from the Netflix storyline? Like I said, I love the fact that like they were acknowledging, yeah, if we find her dead, we'll eat her because like that's who they are now. I think Van's
Mhm.
storyline will play a part, and it's a good mirror to obviously her in 2021, which we will talk about. Anything you guys want to talk on from 96 before we leave?
I mean, we also spoke about Lottie and Shauna's fight. I thought that was really like, yeah, interesting
Mm-hmm.
to
Can I ask,
see.
is it just me, or are
Um,
they just bringing some new girls up there? Like, I swear I saw some homies I had not
No,
seen
no,
before.
those girls have
That
been there all
blonde
season.
girl, that blonde girl, that was
What with the
shocking.
hats?
Yeah, who was she? Who
She's
is
been
she?
she's been there all season.
Has she spoken?
Well,
This is
I
not her
mean,
first time speaking. I literally was like, who is she? Who is this?
no, she was the one that said, what did
Yeah.
she say last week? I know, I can't remember. No, but she's been there. Her, Jen, or is she Jen? Yeah, three of them, chat.
Exactly. There's like three
I know.
babes.
she
They're
might be
just
Jen
mysterious.
actually.
She might be Jen, yeah, but there are three of them, but like they've
No,
been there
but
all
there's
season. They've
there's
been there all
no new
season.
faces. Yeah, they've been there
Yeah,
since.
also, yeah.
Okay,
Though some of
good.
them are not there last season, but there's no new faces this season. Okay,
Because
let's
I
go
was,
to
I was feeling a
2021.
little gaslit.
Quick, quick
So
run through.
I think the first thing we should start with for 2021 is, sorry, Bankole, I'm just commandeering this whole thing.
Yeah, stop.
Let's talk
Can I
about
at least give a recap of the episode for
Nat.
people that can I give a recap? Then we can talk about it. Huh?
Fine, but I want us to talk about Nat's transformation. Nat has
I'm gonna
become
beat
Lottie
that.
2.0.
What Lottie 2.0 seems harsh.
Only if you don't
Like
like
she's a
Lottie.
Well,
believer
she's
now,
now
yeah,
singing
definitely.
Kumbaya and saying just wait for it. Even the way she talks has changed. She's now so
I
mellow.
know.
She's
It's
not
like,
aggressive anymore. She's not cussing out and saying comes and for. Yeah, I just
Okay,
thought that was a
so
bit like.
quick run through for in case maybe you're listening to this a few days later. So the adult yellow jackets, through a combination of peer pressure and trying to run away from their own shit, engage in Lottie's therapy sessions. I have here on my notes that like Taisa remembers that she's a senator, right? Like she can't just be going off doing things without her phone. Like who is senating?
but has she been, sorry, because
Shauna
I have
lends,
bad memory, but has she
yeah.
been inaugurated? Like, is she
I
actually
don't think so.
like,
No,
No,
now
it's
it's
like
just
4 days since the
period.
election or
just
something.
voted.
Yeah, but they need her now. Like, how can the person imagine someone's election just disappears for 4 days? You can't even find them.
I'm sure she lied and said she's doing something.
Then some random trucker will be like, I saw her on the
No, no,
on the
remember
street and I'll
her
take her a
wife had
ride.
an accident. So they made. Remember her wife had an
She just left
accident
her
and is
wife in that
really like
hospital.
affected. Yeah, so
Where's
maybe they
Sammy?
would
Oh,
say that she's supporting her wife and taking care of her wife.
Thaisa, man. Where's
Fair
Sammy?
enough. Okay, so Lottie's therapy sessions. Shauna learns to love a goat, and then she cries when she's told that she can't kill the goat. Taisa gives Shed a makeover. Then Lottie informs her yet again that she shouldn't be afraid of Shadow Tie. Van drinks, and Misty imagines a musical where she learns to embrace all the dark sides of herself and the people that like those dark sides. Um, Van reveals that she has cancer. She mentions that it's the bad kind.
And wants to
So,
live.
yeah. And then all the women gather to drink and gossip. Then the episode ends with Jeff telling Shauna that Adam's remains have been found. That's it, right? Did I miss anything?
Broccoli,
I don't think I missed
you
anything.
forgot it. Yes,
Did
you
I?
did.
What
Yes,
did
they
I
finally
forget?
revealed that the therapist is Antler Queen. That they finally
Imagine if I
revealed
just
that the
my if I
therapist is
just
Antler
skated
Queen.
over that. No, yeah. So I confirmed it. She's a psychiatrist, not a therapist.
Yeah.
So
Sorry, psychiatrist. Sorry, don't be
so yeah,
angry.
psychiatrist, not
That
therapist.
the
But yeah,
psychiatrist, yeah,
yeah. The big reveal
was
is
the
that the
answer to.
psychiatrist, yeah, and is an imagination of Lottie, and Lottie has
Yeah.
not actually been going to sessions. Where do you
And
guys
can
want to
I just
start?
say, I
Daddy.
think adult Lottie played that scene really well
Mm-hmm.
because the movement she needed to confirm because all of a sudden she was like, "What did you just say?" Because
Yeah,
surely my psychiatrist not be advising me that, and then she sees the psychiatrist transform to the antler queen, and she's like, "No, no, no. When your eyes and your ears fail you, you move to your tactile sense of,
she walked into the
she
space to make
moved.
sure that there was nothing.
She wanted to. She said, okay, I guess there's no space. She landed on the table and she was like, yeah, this is the point that we all need to exit. And that's when, so it was after that she now went to go and tell them, oh, let us leave. And everyone was like,
We
no,
had to leave. Yeah,
chill, have a drink. Blah, blah.
there was
But
something the
yeah, I thought that
psychiatrist
was
said.
really funny.
I can't remember what it was. Something she said. I was like, at that point, I was like, if you aren't real, then you need to lose your. If you are real, then you need to lose your license because this is terrible medicine. I was like, I can't remember what she said, but I was like, this is
Mhm.
terrible advice. Why you can't you tell your patient this?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so that's a
Mhm.
long gestating theory we've
Yeah.
discussed on this podcast. But yeah, it's confirmed that
Right, right.
Lottie
And
was
again, a
imagining
note
her.
to you guys that what we say on this podcast, I just giving you back to back because Bankole raised this issue since. Do you think the psychiatrist is real? Although
That is
back then
true.
we said therapist, but now we've corrected
Yeah,
ourselves to psychiatrist.
such a
But
random
we've
shot.
been
Okay, I'm
posing this
sorry.
stuff. It's been a running debate. Look at now. In this, we are barely 30 minutes in. We've given you like five things that we said before that are being revealed. What are you
I mean, you
doing
do
with
know,
your friends
Dwebi,
and your
the people listening and watching us, like they're already fans. Like we don't need to belittle them
I'm just
for us
telling
knowing
you,
things.
you need to also do business development and bring more
Business
people. Thank you very much.
development.
Thank you very
Okay.
much. BD is important.
Um,
I'm not going to talk too much about it because I haven't gotten all my facts. I sound like a man, but this is a
you want to
great.
go do your own research? What?
No, no, no. I'm going to make a statement, but I don't want to talk too much about it. But this episode
Okay.
was a great episode for Yellow Jackets. Nothing is going on, and Lottie is just mentally ill.
What? Imagining
Mic
everything.
drop, mic drop. Just this episode was a
Please
great.
pick up the mic. Please pick up the mic. What? That she's
No,
imagining everything.
no, not imagining everything, obviously, but like the fact that she was hallucinating that psychiatrist shows
Huh.
that she's not
Yeah.
aware of herself too much. So
Oh
I
yeah.
don't
I mean,
know.
she's definitely. I mean, she imagined Laura Lee, so she's definitely a bit askew.
Yes.
Um, I still think there's a bit something suspect with the whole Travis's death scene. I feel like something there is not correct. She's either lying or she's misremembering something. Um,
She's a very unreliable narrator.
oh, 100%. I mean, they all are. And they actually address in this episode when they're like, are there things that you don't remember or are there things that are hazy?
Mm.
Um, Speaking of them coming together, so it's not I didn't like it because that's the wrong term to use, but they are all very chummy,
I didn't like that.
and that confuse and
Me
that
too.
confuses me because I'm wondering because I don't I think we might be wrong. There might not be factions
No, do you know what
because
I had? I
they
had an
don't
idea. Well, wait. I'll tell you that.
okay.
Or do you want me to say it?
No, go
I'm a
ahead,
bit,
go ahead.
I'm a bit shy. Well, okay, I'll say
Oh
it.
my god.
So I think that the factions
Mm-hmm.
are actually all of those girls. Like at the end, maybe at the start, there's like some frictions, but I think the faction before they leave is like all our main characters versus the others, or the
But that's
others
kind of
die.
boring.
But I think it's the only thing that makes sense, man. If they were trying to eat each other, why are they playing like that?
Exactly.
So I
I
do
don't
think,
think the factions have completely disappeared. I don't agree with that. I think what we saw in this episode was because even in 2021,
Mm-hmm.
Shauna was basically saying when they said picky therapy or whatever, she said, the rational mind is just screaming,
Mm-hmm.
like it's just screaming red flags or something. I can't remember the
Mm-hmm.
exact
Mm-hmm.
phrase she used. But she's going to pick self care. I feel like her saying that statement in relation to Lottie asking her to do something is indicative of the fact that she doesn't really trust Lottie. So
Mm.
even if she's like going along with things, I think because when you now think about also 1996 in this episode, like
Mm-hmm.
Shauna was still kind of on her own. And then we saw a slight shift in Van because Van was speaking to this babe about how, like, she doesn't really know. She's been trying to figure out how this, whatever, this whole thing is playing out or why she's
Mm-hmm.
here, why she's not. But she doesn't seem to be getting a sense of that or an answer. And now this baby has died, and, she's really trying to, like, she thought the baby would be okay too, but they're all starving, XYZ. So I feel like this is the first time we've kind of seen Van not like, yay, Lottie, Queen, King,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Savior,
yeah.
save
Mm.
us, save us. So I feel like because even Ty is kind of more towards, oh, this thing has helped me stabilize. I'm not sleepwalking anymore. Shauna's alive,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. But there's a slight shift
Mm-hmm.
with Van, and that shift from Van is like kind of towards where Shauna is now because Shauna is still not trying to hear none of it. She buried her child
Mm-hmm.
by herself. She's not speaking to anybody. She doesn't want to drink their water. She did not follow them to go and look for anybody. She's just like, yeah, none of
Yes,
that.
it's
And even when
Imagine they
she
dragged
saw
us to
the
go and look for
blood on the
Crystal.
blanket, exactly, because even when she saw
Yeah.
the blood on the blanket, she just saw the symbol, which I thought was
Mm-hmm.
really interesting that they revealed that the blanket she was under for that birth was with that symbol. So maybe that's what killed her baby. Because immediately she just gets a flashback to that "you're eating my baby" vision that she had, and then she throws it in the fire. So I
Yeah.
still think that I can see those factions. I think somehow they might not be as prominent as we had originally thought that they were, but I don't think they've disappeared. I think if anything, they're showing us like maybe slight movements here
Mm.
and there.
But like, how bad? Because we thought the factions would get really bad, right? Like, how bad can it really get that in 20 years' time you guys will be drinking and hugging?
That's
Do you
what I
get what I
mean.
mean?
Except
Like,
they, at the
I
end of the
can't
day,
believe that,
were
that
action.
yeah, you can't tell me that one of those people haunted the other person.
That's what. Yeah, I agree. Or
But
it's even
no, I
bad
get what.
Maybe
writing.
Hunting died.
What?
Do you remember what you saying?
Oh, I think maybe the people that were eating have died now. You don't
No,
understand.
no,
Because
yeah,
at the end of the
that's what
day,
Farida is
when
saying. But
you
I'm
are
saying
coming out
if
as survivors, you're coming out as survivors.
yeah, but like
I
if you're
don't
saying
know,
that one
man. I'll have
faction
to hold
has
that beef. If it's like Lottie was trying to eat Shauna, I will have to hold that beef for 25 years. So that's why I think eventually, there's like sifting lines and people are saying different things. I think eventually
Mm,
all the girls come together before they head out.
mm.
And that will
yeah, I
explain why
think they
there's
might
But
have
like,
to find
also,
they might,
you guys were downplaying the power of alcohol. As in, they were not chummy before they were drunk. They were kind of just
no, but they were
okay,
chummy
you're here,
enough
you're
for
here.
Shauna. Shauna
yeah.
still confided in Lottie and stayed and confided in Lottie about like how she was feeling. That's even if they're not like best friends, that's still big enough. And Shauna should be the one person like
Shauna confided in Lottie after she had the therapy, and she came to Lottie devastated that, please, I don't want to kill this goat. I don't want to sacrifice this goat. And then because Lottie said you didn't have to kill the goat, it was kind of, and also, I feel like let's not use Shauna as an example. Shauna has just been opening her mouth and pouring out to everybody. Look, she confessed to crime in the police officer with the police. Like, I don't think she's like somebody. She just wants to talk and unburden herself, please. I think
but
so
Shauna
it's
is the
too
one
much
person
for
that I
her to
feel like
carry alone.
no, but Shauna is one person I feel like should hold the beef. Like Taisa has a reason to want Lottie because Lottie was the person that was able to subside Shadow Tie.
But
Misty wants to be a joiner.
but but why is she holding the baby? Because I feel like that's why that episode with Lottie and Shauna was important. That 1996 episode, like
Yeah.
that seemed like the only thing that let Shauna express herself. Because Ty's approach was, talk to me, I'm your friend, drink water, go for a walk, stroll. It might make you feel better.
Like a normal
Lottie said,
person.
guy, release it, punch me, hit me,
So
beat the
I
fuck
so are you
out of
saying that
me. And that's what
Lottie and
happened.
Shauna will you're saying Lottie and Shauna will be close or closer?
I'm not saying that they will be close. I'm not saying that they will be closer, but I'm saying that Lottie was able, in a moment of distress, to give her what she needed. And I don't think that that counts for nothing. Do
Well, I
you
think that's
see?
kind of what Farida and I are saying as well. That we don't think that like they are going to be in two like opposing factions. like that, trying to kill each other.
But because you helped me, no, but because you helped me get relief, doesn't necessarily mean that I don't still hate you and think you're a quack. And I feel
Is
like
that what you
they
tell
might
your
not be
boyfriend sometimes?
outrightly
Sorry.
like, I don't have a boyfriend, babe, so I don't got nothing to tell
I
nobody.
said, I said boyfriends. Like,
I guess now your whole fan base knows that I'm single.
well, I
Something that
said
they didn't even need to
boyfriends.
know.
First of
Is
all,
you that
single don't
released
I
that
mean
don't have
information?
single.
one, I don't have five, I don't have 10.
I meant
I'm
previously, like in the
single.
past. Is you that released your personal current information?
Honestly, but what? Do you know what? I can't even. I'm going to be like Shauna here and tell you I can't even argue with that. Because it's
Okay,
honestly,
okay. Let's
to
say
adult Shauna, you're just an excellent actress. You're an excellent. You just
Melinda
you
McCarthy,
have
my
you have
hero.
bodied that role. You have bodied that role. You have bodied it because that's honestly her personality. Because this is not the first time she's like,
like fair
and
enough.
it's the that gets me. It's the it's yeah,
Okay, so
yeah.
let
I just
let me
I
let
love
me
it.
see. Let me see if I get what you're saying. So you're saying that going off what happens with Teen Shauna and Teen Lottie, right? Teen Lottie allows Shauna
Mm-hmm,
beat her
mm-hmm.
like it's fucking Fight Club. So after that,
Mm-hmm.
you're saying that it's possible for them to now get into a position where they are the leaders of two factions that are hunting
Yes,
the other faction, and then still get to a point where they can talk to each other 25 years later.
I don't believe it. You have to
yes.
hold that beef. You wanted to kill
I don't
me.
think so. I
But
don't
I
think
feel
so.
like if you no, but no, but nah, because see, she didn't go to Lottie because she wanted to see Lottie. She went to Lottie because when she went there because Jeff told her everybody did there,
Yeah, but she
and I think you
stayed.
should go. And she was like, okay,
She
because
stayed.
she's curious now. Don't you know by now that Shauna is a curious
Nah,
If
you
I
baby?
see
have to
someone that
hold
tried to
that
kill me
beef.
5 years ago,
And
yeah,
Jeff,
You have to
and
hold that.
I feel like Shauna. No, but you
So
guys
maybe you
haven't
won't
been in
hold
the
that beef.
wilderness.
You won't hold
I
that
just
beef if
feel
someone
like
tries to
at the end
kill
of the
you.
day, no, but did they tell
Kill
you that they
you.
tried to kill Shauna specifically? Imagine just
No, but
leading
like
two
if
countries, there is a war. People are,
I
does
don't
it
know,
always mean
man.
that?
but
Okay, fair. That's what Bankole's point was, right? Like, how deep were the factions? Was it just like we're
yeah,
fighting over
But that's
resources,
what
and
I'm
if you
saying. I
die,
don't think
well,
that
or
exactly. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's like going to be as deep as we thought
okay,
initially
yeah,
that it
yeah, okay,
will
yeah.
be. But I think there will
okay.
still be some kind of division. It might just not be like hard lines. You
That okay, that's fine. Yeah,
understand?
Okay.
that's kind of what I'm saying. But that goes up. The first thing we see of this show is a girl being hunted and eaten.
But
So
we
it's
don't know
like
if they meet other people there. What if it's Harvey's friend that they are hunting?
that. You see now you're getting to the point I was going to make, which is that they just make me feel like they are going to meet other people. Like it's going to be them versus those people. Again, not even that's even not interesting because like for us to care about both sides, we have to have people that we're invested in. So I think there have to be other people involved eventually because they just don't have enough numbers to make it like just amongst themselves. But I don't know if it's before I thought it was team A, Lottie is the
Mm.
head, team B, Shauna is the head. I don't think that's the case anymore. I think there's more complexities involved. Because I thought it was going to be a situation like Shauna sees Lottie and starts like going for her,
Me
adult
too. I
Shauna and
was so
adult Lottie.
they
But
were
then I'm
playing
like,
with
okay,
me
that's
this episode because the end of episode 6 there was like a bit of a face off. So I was thinking, okay, we're gonna get some real gist. Nothing.
yeah. I mean, yeah,
They
because it's
played.
like I don't hate it. I think I'm just interested because it's obviously different from what I expected. So I'm like, okay, how do you build this? What are you actually going to tell? How do we get to here? Because we know, like they said that they're going to do terrible things in the past. And I don't know how. I mean, it's one thing to be on the. What are you doing, baby?
Sorry, honestly, I'm just feeling my
So maybe when I get to Nigeria,
It's
we should hang out. I feel like we'll have so much fun. Let's go to a
We're gonna
club
have
or
so much
something.
fun, honestly.
can you guys do this
Yeah.
Let's
outside
go
of
to
the
the club.
podcast
Let's
No,
go
but
recording?
before
she's just such a girl. I
everything
love. She just
starts.
started doing this.
Let's
She
do.
just started doing
I'm
this.
I'm
You're
never
my type
recording. I'm
of
never
girl for
recording this
real.
podcast this late anymore. Clearly, you
Okay.
guys have clearly you lost your control of the day. Um, no, but I'm saying so. It's one thing to be on the plane and be like, okay, guys, fresh slate. Everything that happened in the wilderness, we can get over it. That seems very like, is that possible? Um, because I just like, yeah, I don't know. I want to see
Or
people in present day that hate each other because of what
can
happened in the wilderness. Show me
can
that.
I say something? Oh, you know how they were like, "Oh, I've forgotten," blah 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 blah. Maybe that's what they've forgotten, and then something
No,
will
I think
happen.
I think it's too much. I was thinking about that, but I think it's too much. Like, imagine saying I forgot. Like, no, I think it's you can't forget those things.
Fair enough, Sha, because I can't forget that beef has to hold. You wanted to kill me, and I'm not in your farm. No, stop it. That can't be
I
it.
just feel like we're missing something really big, which is what I
Mm.
am trying to keep saying. They didn't go to Lottie's out of, oh my God, let's reconnect. We missed you, babe. Welcome back from the psych ward. That's not what
Yeah, they
happened.
didn't even know where she
They literally
was.
went there because Misty called them. Yeah, they didn't know, which shows that they didn't keep in contact with her because she makes a point. They're like, oh, it's like even when Shauna was like, I think it was Shauna, somebody was telling her, oh, and you're back from the thing. And she was like, that was like like a decade ago, letting us know
Mm-hmm,
like
mm-hmm.
there hasn't been communication. They are not there to come for a reunion. They've been setting the
Yeah.
scene. Lottie has been saying this thing is bringing people back here. This thing is bringing people back here. um Nat was about to kill herself. God knows how Lottie found out that Nat was about to kill herself, but she brings her. And because Nat and Misty had recently reconnected for whatever reason, that Nat thought it was Misty that was sending those letters. Misty has now gone to go and look for this person because Misty does not know how to what mind her business. And Misty realized, me, I didn't know where this person was. I usually should know what everyone is doing and where they're up to. Misty gets there. Misty's like, everybody, oh, see what's happening, Van. This person, this everybody's here. Oh, you should come. I just thought to tell you goodbye. Van said, not Van, Ty. Ty said, please, oh, Shauna, just this is where we are going. Oh, I don't know if you're interested. So I feel like everyone was just like shocked, like, Lottie, psych ward, out. And then, let's
I
go.
think you
Like,
I hope.
really
it's just like
explained
curiosity.
this
Like, this
season
babe
too.
was like barely coherent. Yeah. And
I hope you
I
guys
just feel
enjoyed
like
maybe season 3 recap, season 2 recap.
that's just
No,
something
I
that like
understand what you're
people
saying.
are missing. Because even when we see them chummy, like guy, everyone is pissed. Like Van is barely like she's slurring her words. Like,
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that's because
The
she
only
has
thing that wakes
but
her
cancer.
up is when
why
Misty
don't
wants to
why?
try reminisce. And she's like, yeah, no, I think it's because she's been
Yes, but
drinking tequila, babe. She's literally been drinking a bottle of tequila to herself before Ty
but
joined her, maybe when she
to
was a
maybe
quarter way through.
why why don't God, why aren't any words shared? Why aren't any fists punched when in the morning when they first see Lottie? Forget about later
I
when they're
think
drunk. Like,
people are
why doesn't
just
anybody
fucking
say anything
shocked.
that?
Like, no, because first of all, Shauna is like, huh, Van, what's happening here? And if you see, remember how Shauna drove there? Shauna literally drove there like I'm like an armed robber. She just did anyhow. She just
Exactly.
put
I
that
was
boom.
expecting her
But
out.
then she's willing.
Every,
But then she's willing to do therapy the next
no,
morning. So
but
it has to be
Shauna
that.
doesn't just see people
Maybe
and
you
do
guys guess
hands.
what?
Shauna is
Maybe
not
it's just
like
bad writing. Maybe it's just bad writing. Maybe in
girl.
like season
I don't
4,
think it's
we'll
bad
be like, oh, why
writing.
did they do that in season 2? I will
No, I
say
don't.
something.
Yeah, no, I don't think.
And also, I
Okay.
No
feel like,
offense,
I
so
this
yellow
is
jacket
years
people.
after. This is
No, sorry.
years
You
after.
killed
And I
me.
feel like we might I feel like they might show us like just after they come out of the wilderness, maybe 5 years in. But this is like what 16 or 17 years after. Like, guy, everybody has moved on, and like people have
Okay, two
not
things.
moved on completely, but like I feel like people's
Yeah.
initial "Grah, I want to beat you up and kill you now." It's not really going to be what it's like. I feel like they've been keying in like a bit of like, I'm not sure about this, or oh, Misty, why are you bringing this? You've always been somebody to do this. Lottie, my reason is telling me this. Lottie saying, this I've hurt people. Let me be going. Van saying, this brushing, I need help. This sleepwalking has started like again. It's like everyone is there because they are there for something like specific, not a happy
They have a reason.
canny
Yeah, yeah.
reunion. Let's hold hands and reconnect, kumbaya.
So
No, no one cares about that.
yeah, just to wrap up this point, three things. One, I could be having the worst time of my life, and if somebody that tried to kill me 10 years ago has the solution, I'm not going to go asking for the solution. That's my thing.
The most
Two,
That's
traumatic
why you are not
experience
Shona
ever.
now. That's why you are not Thai.
fair enough. Two, I don't think. I don't think it's bad writing, and not just because we now get screeners. And I'm trying to be a shield. It's not. No, I think that's only part of the reason. No, but I think it's too obvious. It's too obvious a thing for it to be bad. I think there's a reason they're doing. I think one the reason we're having discussion is because it's against what at least what Faridah and I expected. So that which is a good thing. It's a surprising thing in the writing. So I have like I don't hate it. I just want to just surprising. That's what we're discussing as a podcast, and we'll probably see what the developments are.
Mm-hmm.
3, I think Lottie was in the hospital, but let's assume she wasn't. Would she have been invited to Shauna's wedding to maybe based on what you think happened?
For what? Why is she there?
No, but Van and Thaisa had a conversation about how they were at Shauna's wedding and they did some brouhaha. So, like,
Yeah, I don't
do you get
think.
what I
Yeah,
mean?
Van and Taisa, I think could be there, especially because I feel like
But you don't
Van
think
and I feel like they're building up to a point where maybe Van and Shauna might start to have a some kind of similarity in their ideologies. But I don't think Lottie
Camaraderie.
would have been invited. I don't think Lottie would have been
fair enough,
invited.
fair enough. Okay,
Yeah.
so this isn't bad writing, but it is something that
I love how you
definitely.
keep saying, just so you're aware.
No, no, no.
You don't
What?
think
No,
you.
no.
It was
What
a
I'm gonna say is like,
suggestion. I love the
yeah.
writing so far. Yeah.
No,
Honestly,
but I'm
because
gonna say
remember that
so
we're
that was
still
actually gonna
waiting
be a
for
segue.
some additional screeners. So please, well done, Yellow
Stop waiting for that
Jackets
one.
writer. We're
Um,
so
no,
happy
but
with your show. You
my
Emmys
did
next
will
a
be
point was
really
like,
good
winning.
job.
Emmys.
so
Emmys
this
all across
what
the
I was going to talk
board.
about next. What I was going to talk about next. I don't think it's bad writing, but it's something that could probably it rubbed me the wrong way, and I think it's not bad writing. Just something was missing. I think I would have liked to see the moment that Nat decided she was going to go all in. I think you can get it. You get that whole thing with Lottie. You get the thing with Nicole Mains's character. You kind of see it, but the next thing we see her, she's wearing full purple, going to meet the women, right? When they come in last episode. I think I would have liked to see an actual decision by Naz being like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fully. Do you get what I mean? Like we don't really
Mm.
see that. We don't really get that from Naz. It's just all of a sudden now she's like full on purple people. I don't know. To me, that was a bit of disconnect. I was like, why is Nat full on youth? Why
Me
is she
too.
assistant
Well,
pastor
they
all of a
showed
sudden?
us now. I don't think they showed us a gradual change with her, with imagery, with her outfits. She was getting more and more purple,
Mm,
and then
your
Oh
fish
no.
sister.
scene
Mm-hmm.
where she hesitated killing the fish, like she almost did, and then she put it back in the water.
No, yeah, but
And then
that just means she doesn't
I
want to
also
kill the
think
fish. She doesn't mean she's a cult member.
I also think that vision session that she had with Lottie, where she remembered stuff that Lottie triggered her memories, I think that was also a big oh shit
No,
fuck what's
you're
happening.
100% right. Those are the steps in the journey. You're 100% right. But like to me, it was like small purple, small purple, small purple, a lot of. I'm just like, there's a big gap that I don't. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just like she just went from having
Okay.
little purple on her to having only wearing purple, and I'm like, I feel like there's a step there that we didn't see, which obviously is fine. Like we can do the math and say this is how she got here. I definitely, but like it took me a second to be like, oh, that's a bit jarring. How did Nat
I
become this person?
honestly, at the start, I thought like she was planning something, and that would come out at the end of the episode that she doesn't really
But then you
believe,
realize
but she's trying to
she
say, okay,
believes.
but guys, I think Lottie. But then she kept on. She stuck to it. So who am I?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So like, I think that session is the main time. That session when Lottie shows that, I think even the fact that we see when she puts her head on Lottie's lap, I think is the younger character that we see their face is like kind of her kind of going back into her not immature, her younger version. So I think that's what triggers this whole thing, and then Lisa is very very supportive of her. But I'd have liked to see something that made I don't know something the extra step. Um, before we wrap up, I want to read you guys two teases from one of the co-creators.
Sexy.
Um, thank you. I try.
Wait, what?
It
What did
is
you
Um,
not
say?
you.
What?
He was like, he's gonna
so
read something from two co-creators,
she
and then I said sexy, and he said thank you. I try.
she gave this
Oh wow.
quote. So I think it was to Collider. No free ads. She says, "I will not give the context yet because it is spoilery. But there's a moment at the keg party in the pilot. You guys remember that party where Natalie is tripping and she sees Misty, and that is something that we planted very early on that will pay off later. So I guess go back and watch that scene. She says it will pay off in
No,
this
wait, no,
season.
I didn't hear you. Hmm?
Um,
Start it again, please. You were breaking.
so
She said,
okay, I'll
what?
read it again. I will not give the context yet because it is spoilery. But there's a moment at the keg party in the pilot where Natalie is stripping and she sees Misty, and that is something that we planted very early on that will pay off later.
In the
So
keg
go back and watch that
party
scene. Yeah, in the
No,
pilot.
no.
Yeah,
from season
That
one.
first
was enough.
episode, season one, episode one.
Uh,
Yeah.
oh, wow.
So a clue. The second one is something that maybe I actually discussed. I think it was last week, maybe the week before with Faridah. I can't remember, but it was like there's a throwaway line in. She says episode 6 or 7, but it was episode 8 of season 1, somewhere around there. There's a throwaway line where Travis is playing solitaire or trying to play solitaire, and Natalie tells him that there are no queens in that deck, and that was a plant very much for this season. So we know two things. We know that there are two queen cards in the title sequence for this season, and we also know
Wow.
that
You know that. You know that. Well, thank you for telling
we
us.
also know that during one of Lottie's visions in 2021, she sees two cards, two queen cards, and I think it was the Queen of Hearts has her eyes crossed out. Now on the Reddit, I think it was, I saw that somebody said to Harvey when he came back, Harvey, where did you get those queen cards from? So we know that like we're going to find out about those queen cards in next episodes, and wherever Harvey got them from is obviously quite important. Um, and we know that they use those cards to kind of like draw out chores, right? Remember when Crystal didn't want to get the flush in the toilet? So a theory that I remember seeing was that whether they use those cards to kind of decide who is going to be haunted, but I guess we'll find out later. Anyway, um,
Ooh,
any thoughts on the card
that's
theory?
interesting. I like that, using the cards to see who's going to be haunted, because in that
Yeah,
way, that can make sense of why they are not feeling so aggressive or like
because it was just like
negative
life. It was
towards
just
each
yeah.
other, because it's a thing of luck. Do you get what I mean? Like, I didn't see you and say it's gonna
Mm-hmm.
be you. We just did. You pick a card. If that's what's in the card, that's what's in the card. It's not me. It's not anybody. It's just it could have been anyone. I feel
Yeah.
like if
No.
if
Yeah.
if it was set up like that, then it makes it a bit more digestible that they're friendly with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you gonna go watch episode 8 now?
Okay. I have a bit of work to
Yeah.
do,
Not.
but I think
Yeah.
I want to sleep. I
Um.
want to sleep.
You do sound like you need to sleep, but
I
in the
do.
nicest way possible. Okay. So I mean, I think that's a good. What do you guys think? Any final thoughts that we haven't discussed about this episode as we approach the finale of this season?
I've seen like this overall thing that people are saying about Yellow Jacket season 2 and how nothing really has really happened this season. Um, and how they're
What
feeling compared to season 3. Like I'm on
season
Twitter.
one?
Compared to season 1, apologies. Compared to
I was
season
like,
1,
has
there's a lot
season
more
three come
fast
up?
paced. There was a lot more fast paced, exciting, dynamic things that we're learning all the time. And I think they were saying that the biggest thing that has happened is Shauna didn't have the baby and Lottie's alive, like in the plainest sense of the word.
They had Jackie.
Oh yeah, and they ate Jackie.
I just
But
want
yeah,
to. I don't want to sound. I want to sound bitchy,
You can
but
sound bitchy. This is Red Podcast to sound bitchy. You can sound
I
bitchy.
just feel like you're not watching the show, man. Shut up. There's
That's
like
you're,
so
you're on
much
the
that's
you're on the
happening
right podcast to
that's
say that.
giving us like context. Do you understand? I feel like this season, if anything, has been quite clarifying, and the clarity that it's bringing to like linking a few things together, I think it's big in itself. Do you know? I just feel like I feel like
that's
we find out,
interesting.
we hear about Lottie, we see what's happening with the baby, we get more context into relationships. We see Van, we hear Van is dying. We see like Misty had a love relationship. We see Van and Ty making out. Oh my god! When they were, when
I
Ty
thought we were
comes to
gonna
meet
avoid talking
her,
about that.
making out, and then like, oh, I'm married,
I
my wife, blah, 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 blah. Like I just feel like maybe people are just watching it and doing
that's
other things.
interesting.
But I think my advice for you is to wake up and start again. And just wake up and start again, really, because that is such a
Yeah.
silly opinion and a silly thing to say, that they are not
So
seeing
I
anything,
don't
nothing is
share
happening.
the opinion
Rise and
thing.
don't waste your Wi-Fi.
I wouldn't say that. I
Sorry,
think
Farida.
like I'm into. I think in then when we finish the show, this season will make like a lot of sense for like as you said, connecting things. Um, but I do understand that like season ones are always like phenomenal because it's the first time you're seeing the story. Everything is new. You're like getting to know the characters. So I don't necessarily blame people for
Mm.
thinking that, but I agree with you in the sense that stuff
But
is happening. Like it's fun.
I just feel like the sign of a good show, right? One of the signs of a good show is a show that has a plan. These people have come out and they've said, look,
Yes,
we
my
have a
the
5 year
hill
plan,
that I
a
die
five
on.
season plan.
Oh,
So what
I
we're
love
gonna
a
tell
plan.
you is that we're going to give you fire, and then we're going to give you a bit of water, a bit of fire, a bit of wind. You don't really know what's going on.
Yeah,
We're gonna
just a
confuse you a little bit,
water season.
and then we'll now
Mm-hmm.
give you some things to see if it will further confuse you or if it will give you some clarity. We're gonna take it slow. We're gonna take it fast. We're gonna like not give you much. And I feel like it's really immersive in a way that like they're trying to take us on the journey with them. Do you see what I mean? Like they're just
Mm-hmm.
like I
I
just
feel you, girl.
honestly, what I want to tell you guys again is rise, don't waste your Wi-Fi, and wake the fuck up. What do you mean? If they're just, and I just feel like Yellow Jackets is a show that they're not trying too much. Just like they're not doing too much. Imagine if they were just doing too much, they would just give you bam here, give you bam here, give you bam here, give you. By the time you're just like, wow, I just feel like you could have cut off at least 5 of these episodes and just like, I just, please, again,
Why did you become Pretty Boy
rise.
Dio just now?
I just,
Yeah, because you went blah blah
I just,
blah. That's
honestly,
funny.
honestly, I wish you didn't say this. I'm actually really, I'm a bit irritated. I just feel like, why would you, like, what does that mean? If they now vex and just stop it at season 2 now, it will be because of you. These things matter to networks. That if they feel like, oh, these people are having ideas, but
That
the
one
viewers are
Wait,
not
traitor.
feeling it, they will just stop sponsorship. Please stop that rubbish. Go back,
That
watch
is very
it.
true,
And
actually.
you know
Actually,
what? Do you know
quite
what? These are people
genuinely.
that are not listening to this podcast. These are people that are not listening to, because if you see in our comment
that is
sections, you see
fair.
people coming
That's
back
fair. Farida,
and
send them the
developing
link.
on theories. Look at how many things that were like connected. Wow, I'm actually so upset. Why am I lecturing people? Bankole, you can cut this out. But I
Why are
just
you
feel like
actually
that's
lecturing
just
people?
it. I'm sorry. I
Um,
didn't mean to sound like an
can I?
asshole.
No, I'm gonna leave
But
you a
that's just a
3 minute monologue
stupid
inside.
bitchy thing to say. Like that's just so silly. It's such an
Pe-
empty comment.
People have been on
This
this
season
podcast.
has given us so many different kinds
I'm
of things,
gonna
Um,
and you're
send
just saying
you.
it doesn't have anything. I just feel like
I mean,
you
what I
guys are
would
I'm
agree
lucky
gonna
with
that
you a
there's
send you
no
bit.
guys the
more
I
tweet.
think
fighting on Twitter.
people.
If not, I would have been responding to all those tweets. You're lucky that I don't have time to be fighting on Twitter. If not, I would have been responding to all of you guys. Give me fair like this, fair like this. Stop it. Rise and
Okay,
watch it again. Then you
okay,
listen to this podcast and you take notes. Or you go to Reddit.
Jesus.
Things are
Okay.
happening in Reddit.
Oh my
You
god.
enter Tumblr. Things are
Oh,
happening in Tumblr.
Reddit is hot.
Please.
Tumblr is hot, man.
Honestly,
Like we
you
said.
are not
Okay,
getting
let's wrap.
action. Look at
Let's
now,
wrap it up.
look at this.
Oh my god.
Bankole, please. The last thing I need you to do is repeat those things that the screenwriters wrote. Their assignment they sent us back to season 1. You see that people that they're not even seeing
Yes.
connections, they're not planting. Look, this is the last thing I'm going to say about it. Rise and don't waste your Wi-Fi. Thank you. I'm done. Good night. I'm done. I'm
Thank
finished.
you
I'm
very
so
much.
upset. I'm
Huh?
actually so angry.
What I would say though, I think there's a tendency. I think there's a tendency for TV viewers to like when things slow down and like the baby said, give you context, they just write that off as boring. But that being said, I do think like I think I can hold my hand up and say that like I think the 2021 storyline is less engrossing as it was in first season. Maybe like there've been some very fun parts like Kylie, Jeff, all of that's quite fun, but like it's probably not doesn't have the same verve as the first season. But in general, like I don't disagree with what you were saying to maybe. Um, so yeah, I
I
don't know.
just feel like it was
I
exciting because
enjoyed the second
shows.
season.
I feel like it was exciting in the beginning because we're getting to know the characters, but also I didn't personally think that there was any show that was really kind of like Yellow Jackets. Like there might have been similarities with other shows, but these are people
Hmm.
giving us like football with young teenage girls with like a bit of drama here, a bit of romance there, a bit of cannibalism here and there, making us talk about look all this entire thing we've been talking about just chowing a
Light
baby
stuff.
like it's casual, like it's making like it's creating like humanity for different things, understanding. Hello, I beg. When something new comes to the market, look, please, I finished. I don't want to be angry. And honestly, I'm too tired to engage in this
Oh,
argument.
princess.
You guys just need to go back and watch the fucking show
Sorry.
and understand
Okay,
like
I'm
what
drawing the line.
putting a good show is because yeah, I just feel like you saying you just feel like this
And
season is just not
that's
giving you drama. You're not getting it's such an empty, shallow comment. How is it not giving you any of those? Maybe say it wasn't as like I don't know, like
Oh,
you can't even say it wasn't as dramatic because
Dumebi,
this
I'm
has
so
been a
sorry for
dramatic
bringing this
thing.
up,
Like,
man.
look at just
I'm
exploring the
actually
dynamic
sorry
of
for
Shauna
bringing
and
this up.
Jeff.
I didn't know it was
Like,
annoying you like this.
look at just exploring like friendship. Like, they gave Shauna, the coldest bitch on that show, a humanity. As in, they showed us her being a mother in a way.
Did
And
you
this
vex so much she
specific
had to leave?
episode,
she
they gave
put
us
that.
Shauna as a stone cold bitch and Shauna as a
Vex so
caring,
much.
Oh
loving
my
mother who
god.
lost her child. As in, she buried the baby. She said,
My
"It's you and me against the world."
girl.
Okay.
Sorry, man.
So that's
She
a
buried
great.
the baby
That's
and she
Dubi's.
said,
That's
"It's you and me
Dubi's
against the
monologue.
world." And then at the
Baby,
same time,
please.
she
I'm
That's
beats the
Dubi's
sorry.
fuck
monologue.
out
Is
of Lottie and then tells Lottie. Didn't even ask, "Are you okay? Are you breathing?" She didn't even wait for Lottie to manage to open her eyes. Just a cough and she was out like a light. The tie that has just been there with her since, she just completely ignored her. But you could still feel some level of sympathy for her. I just feel like they did a lot with this episode and this season generally that I don't appreciate that comment. I think that's just a lazy, silly comment. And I just have to defend them. Sorry that I've been so passionate about this, but I just feel like do better, you know?
oh,
Anyway, thanks. I finished my
okay.
monologue.
That's that's Dubi's monologue in support of the writer's strike.
Yeah,
Let's end
period.
it here. Um, thank you everyone for listening, and thank you Dubi for that monologue. Yeah, I don't know. I'll just end it there. There's no point of giving admin. Just join us next week when we talk about more yellow jackets, and then we will have more passion, and we'll be joined by Daniel Kaluya. Bye, guys.
Goodbye.
Okay, bye. Please, I'm sorry to shout, so come back to our show. I'm a really lovely babe.